Tuna. So we're rehydrating some of the tuna from almost 3 years ago. This is tuna that we had put Miracle Whip in with it so that it would already be tuna salad ready for sandwiches. We have a couple of big cans of tuna that we're looking at freeze drying, and so we're going to rehydrate one of the packs from 3 years ago that we did tuna salad with Miracle Whip mixed in it. Make sure that it worked out well. So we're going to rehydrate this, and at the time I didn't put how much water to add. I just have the total of what it's supposed to be. I'll zero out the scale with the bowl on it and then put this in it and then keep adding cold water. I'm going to use ice cold water until it gets to the 170 grams or 6 ounces, or maybe slightly less. That way it will be a little bit drier. We can always add a little bit more either Miracle Whip or water. Yeah, I was so surprised when I went to get one of these that's been just about 3 years. I would have guessed a year or so. And with the older bags that I have, there's no little tear notch. So I have to use scissors because usually I can't tear these things. They're just too heavy for me. And you could just add the water to the bag, but it's hard to see it that way. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, the oxygen absorber. Come on, I missed it. Oh, I can't get it. Hey, these were the ones that we just made like little blobs of them on the pans. I think for future ones, let's get one of these. For future ones, we might use these silicone molds and make little pucks out of them. That way it'd be really easy to have servings. Okay, so it's 42 grams. So need almost 130 grams of ice cold water. And I can just pour it in here until I get close to 170. So I've got some ice cold water, and we'll add enough till it gets to close to 170 grams. So I stopped about 10 short, so I can add a little bit more if I need to afterwards. And because this has the Miracle Whip in it, which has some fats in it, it's probably going to take a little bit longer to rehydrate than just the plain tuna does, because that rehydrates almost instantly. But this is certainly doing pretty well already. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on this, let it set for a few minutes in the refrigerator, and then we'll check it, see how it's doing. And it does have celery and onions, and that's going to take a little while to rehydrate too. So we'll come back in maybe half hour and check it. Or maybe a little bit longer, because maybe we'll go for a walk while it's scorching hot out. Yeah, so 3 years seems to be good for this. I don't smell any off odors or anything. In fact, before I rehydrated, you could barely tell there was anything there. Okay, so we'll come back in probably half hour to an hour. So don't go away. It'll be just a second for you. And this is going in the refrigerator. So it's been just over an hour because we got a nice walk in because it's only 100 degrees out. So it's perfect. Okay. Oh, this texture is perfect. I left it 10 grams short on rehydration because usually the vegetables take a very long time to rehydrate. So by tomorrow, maybe it would need the extra 10. But today, a little bit short is probably a good plan. Could use some salt and pepper, or at least pepper.
Maybe.
The onions are not all the way rehydrated. Wow, good bite to it though. Excellent flavor, and it had a nice crunch. Little teeny piece of celery. Oh, come on. Decent crunch. It's still a little underhydrated, I think, though the celery is. But as I said, the vegetables always seem to take longer. So doing the tuna with the Miracle Whip ahead of time seems to work well at least for 3 years. Who knows for 4 or 5, 6, but at least for 3 years it seems fine. So I'm thinking if we want to do some, we could do them in the little pucks perhaps. I think you could use more mustard. I'm gonna add a bit more mustard to this. So the other option is we could do the tuna with the vegetables and no Miracle Whip, and then just add the Miracle Whip at the time of use. But this seemed to work out pretty well too, so either way, maybe do some both ways and test it. Okay, so we're trying to experiment with it. You can have tuna with Miracle Whip mixed in it for 3 years. I don't know if it'll last 4 years or 5 years, but 3 years seems good. So on this next set of tuna, we'll do some with the Miracle Whip and some without, and so we can test them at the same time years from now. Okay, let's do them.